Good Monday morning to all of you. This is Sunaina, Vohra, Youth and Family Life Coach from Athena Life Coaching. Today's question from a mother who has written in saying that my husband hit my 12-year-old son and my son is now suffering from anger issues and is really upset with his father and no longer on talking terms. Well, what happens when you do that, when there is violence at home and when a parent hits their child? And this is something that seems to be coming up a lot in my discussions with parents. What are the repercussions of hitting your child? First, you are telling your child that hitting is okay, hitting is permissible. The second thing the parent is saying that the parent themselves is having an emotional problem and needs help. The child thinks, see, my parent has emotional problems, they don't know how to deal with their own problems and therefore they are taking them out on me, creating more insecurity in your child. The third thing is when someone bigger in authority, bigger in terms of status is hitting somebody younger to them, smaller to them, it is also giving your child an idea that it is okay to hit someone who is smaller and younger than you. And guess what? You are giving birth to a bully. You have brought forward a son into the world, but now you are birthing him as a bully. So parents, please be very, very aware of the long-term impact, negative impact of raising your hand on your child, of smacking your children or hitting your children. So what needs to happen in situations like this? What can a parent, yes, as mothers and fathers, there are times when we lose our cool, but is hitting the best option? Is that what's going to help you get the solution? What I would suggest for you today is, the first one is come to terms with your child. Sometimes as parents we have this notion of a dream child, how our child is going to be, behave, and that's not the child that we actually have given birth to. Our child might be answering back, or our child might not be as focused on their studies, and that frustrates us because there's such a big gap between our dream of our child and what our child is. When you truly come to terms with what your child is capable of, who he or she is, then you will be more at peace with your own aspirations and ambitions about your child. The second thing is, deal with your own emotions. What is it that is frustrating you? So in the recent past, I have seen a lot of mothers who come to me and say they're on this rat race and they're running and they're like a hamster on a wheel and they're so overburdened with worries and negative thinking, and what happens is those emotions then come out on the child, and that's when we raise our hand on our children, when we ourselves are not in control, have not dealt with our own emotions. And the third thing is, know your triggers, know what your child does that triggers you into behaving in such a violent manner, and step away from it before the scene goes into. So for example, let's just say your child is having an ice cream and he drops the ice cream, and that's your trigger that when there's a mess, I'm going to slap my child, for example. At that point, what you need to do is assess the situation, know in advance that it is situations like that when the child causes a mess, when you have to clear up, that causes you to get really angry and violent. Step away from that situation, leave the scene of the crime and say, I'm going to deal with it when it's over, or ask your child to clear, or ask somebody to help you clear it. Move away from the point of trigger. The fourth point is to create boundaries. As parents, one of our foremost things to do is to create boundaries for our children to operate in. What time they need to get up. So for example, our children go to school and there is a set pattern, there's set boundaries of when they're going to be studying, when there's a break time, when they can do art, when they can do prep, and so on and so forth. In the same manner, create a set of rules that are quite firm with a soft center. So know when you are going to give in and when you need. So if your child is going out, the time to come home needs to be set. But yeah, if your child is wearing pink or blue or green and you don't like the color, let it go. So create certain boundaries so that your child knows what is expected. And the most important and fifth point, for adults, for parents, for mums and dads is, if there is something that you need to work on yourself, please take the time out. This is Valentine's month, the month of love, where we need to start with our self-love, which was my topic for my previous blog, is self-love. And only when you love yourself, only when you work on yourself, only when you iron out your own creases, your own problems, and get rid of all your negativity and create clarity in your own life, only then will you be able to parent your child. So please remember, violence towards your child is not going to get you the results you want. You will be birthing a bully. So please refrain from raising your hand or smacking your child. The 5 strategies for you to follow are: first, come to terms with your real child, what you have, not the child you've dreamt of. The second thing is, deal with your own emotions first. Cleanse out that internal system. The third thing is, know your triggers. What is it that triggers you towards such a violent act? The fourth thing is to create boundaries in your family setup, so you know what your children know what the set of rules, your values are, so that they know what they have to stay within. And the last and most important thing, if you need help to iron out any of your issues, whether they are professional, whether they are personal, whether they are to do with your children or your relationships, do email me on sunainaathena@gmail.com or call me on 056 1399033. For the month of February, the month of love, my love towards you, my first free coaching session with you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Take care then. Bye for now.